What's up, Los Angeles? This is Kesha.
Hey bitches. Okay, before everyone starts being like, girl, Kesha is not emo, what is she doing as a deep dive subject? Well, yes, Kesha is not emo, but Kesha is tied to MySpace for me, so that's why I'm including her as a deep dive subject. And if you'll notice, it says Kesha with the $sign, which means that in this deep dive, I will only be covering her life until 2013. I feel very qualified to do this because I watched that interview with Ryan Seacrest where she's like, I don't know who my dad is. And then Ryan Seacrest is like, well, do you want to know? And she's like, no. So many times in middle school. Like, I would watch it on repeat. I also saw her open for Rihanna at one point, which is iconic. And I bought a Kesha shirt there. Sorry, Rihanna, but I distinctly remember going to that concert specifically for Kesha to buy a Kesha shirt. So, always been a Kesha girly. I was gonna do my top 5 favorite Kesha songs, but then I started listing them and it went to a top 10. So, my top 10 favorite songs of hers are always going to be Party at a Rich Dude's House, Steven, See You Next Tuesday, The Herald Song, Crazy Beautiful Life, We Are Who We Are, Last Goodbye, Love Into the Light, Warrior, and Dancing with Tears in My Eyes. No offense to TikTok, it's a banger, but she has better songs. Honorable mentions to my favorite unreleased Kesha songs: Styrofoam, Goodbye, and Paris Hilton's Closet. Kesha Rose Siebert was born on March 1st, 1987, at a party in Los Angeles, California.
When I was 17, I got a phone call from this dude, and he was like, "Oh, I think I'm your dad," and I was like, "Okay."
I think I'm your dad.
Yeah,
No, I think
and
I'm your dad. He thought he's
yeah, because I don't know who my dad is, and my
Oh.
mom was like, possibility," and so.
Did she have any recollection?
Oh yeah, she was like, yeah, definite possibility, but at the time she just wanted a baby.
Yeah.
So she was just like, you know.
She has an older brother named Lagan and a younger half brother named Sage. Her mom, PB, is a singer songwriter. Kesha literally has no idea who her dad is. Her early childhood was rough, and the family relied on food stamps and welfare checks to get by. PB was the first person to notice Kesha could sing. At 17, Kesha dropped out of high school, but it was always reported that she had a very high IQ. Does anyone remember those pop-ups that would pop up on MySpace that were like, are you smarter than Kesha? Take this quiz to find out, and it would have Kesha's face on the thing, and I never clicked it, but I always wondered, like, is she really that smart? Or was that just like a marketing lie? But no, I believe it. I really believe that she was that smart, because I also remember when people were like, oh, Kesha's so dumb, and her auto-tune, her lyrics, and blah, 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 and I'm like, I would defend her and be like, but she has a high IQ. She had a near perfect score on the SAT, but honestly it didn't matter because she always knew she was going to pursue music. PB's connections in the music industry helped Kesha, so she started recording demos that really went nowhere at first. In 2005, Kesha was featured on an episode of The Simple Life where she was trying to set her mom up on a date. She co-wrote This Love with Toby Gad for the Veronicas. I love that song. That was my last song I ever put on my MySpace. So I love the Veronicas, and thank you, Kesha, for that contribution, because I love you too. Her big break came in 2009, or 2008, depending on your sources, where a random encounter with Flo Rida changed everything. Right place, right time. He needed a female vocalist on this song called Right Round, and Kesha was perfect. But she wasn't credited for this and didn't appear in the music video because she wanted to make her own name. Later that year, she signed with RCA Records. Since she had always been writing songs, putting together an album wasn't super hard for her. She had over 200 songs at one point, having to pick and choose which 15 songs would eventually become the track list for Animal. The first single, TikTok, was released on August 7, 2009. It broke the record in the United States for the highest sales week for a single. As of 2019, TikTok has sold about 14 million copies worldwide, becoming the best-selling single in digital history and the best-selling digital single in history by a female solo artist. Then Kesha was featured on the songs Dirty Picture by Taio Cruz and My First Kiss by 303. Both of these songs will always be bangers. Her debut album Animal was released on January 5th, 2010. On the album title, Kesha has said, I named it that because I want people to lose it when they listen to my record and go to the animal part of themselves that they suppress. Society has taught us to suppress certain things and not do certain things. On the album as a whole, she said, for girls, I think it's an empowering record. I think people need to have fun with whatever they're doing. Makeup, their clothes, music, live shows, anything you don't need to take too seriously, don't take too seriously. In the United States, Animal debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 on the week of January 23rd, 2010. More singles from this album were Blah Blah Blah, Your Love Is My Drug, and Take It Off. She was a supporting act on the summer North American leg of Rihanna's Last Girl on Earth tour, I Was There, and was awarded Best New Act at the 2010 MTV Europe Music Awards. Later that year, Animal was re-released with a companion EP called Cannibal. This was released on November 19th, 2010. Originally, Cannibal was thought to be released as a deluxe edition of Animal, but was instead sold and released as both an EP and the deluxe edition of Animal. Singles from Cannibal were We Are Who We Are and Blow. Having been horrified by the rising number of teen suicides among gay teenagers, Kesha wrote We Are Who We Are with the hopes that it would become a gay anthem. About the song, she said, "Just know things do get better and you need to celebrate who you are. Every weird thing about you is beautiful and makes life interesting. Hopefully the song really captures that emotion of celebrating who you are." In 2010, she posted a video in support of the It Gets Better movement.
Hey guys, this is Kesha. I just wanted to tell you that, it will get better. It will. No matter if you are gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, however you are choosing to live is beautiful, and you have my full support and all of my love. And to be yourself. And it will get better. So please don't ever give up. And I love you guys.
During an interview with MTV News in 2010, she revealed that she was already beginning to think about her second album and explained that it was going to differ from her first record, specifically commenting that it would reflect her growth. "There's definitely going to be a difference. I'm always changing and evolving, and because I write all of my own music, it will be reflective of the record. It'll still stay fun and young and irreverent." In February 2011, Kesha embarked on her first headlining tour, the Get Sleazy Tour. The tour was expanded with a summer leg due to the first leg selling out and spanned 3 continents. Kesha co-wrote the song Till the World Ends for Britney Spears and was even featured on the remix of the song along with Nicki Minaj. On April 22nd, 2011, she appeared in the Nickelodeon show Victorious alongside her younger brother Sage. In the episode, Tori and her friends all want to enter a contest to win a private concert from Kesha. All they have to do to win this contest is collect all the lids of ice cream that spell out Kesha's name. The episode ends with Kesha performing Blow at Tori Vega's house. My favorite line of dialogue in that episode will always be when Trina is like chasing Kesha down the stairs and Trina's like, "Kesha, wait!" And then Kesha's like, "No, you're weird." And then Tori stops Kesha and is like, "Oh, I'm sorry. That's my sister." And then Kesha goes, "That's your sister? I'm sorry for you." Kesha's second studio album, Warrior, was released on November 30th, 2012. Speaking of the album title, Kesha has said, "I've seen how many people my music can reach, and I've realized that I have somewhat of a social responsibility to make sure everything I say is positive. The underlying theme of this next record is warrior, with the positive message being that everyone has a warrior inside them." Singles from Warrior were Die Young, Come On, and Crazy Kids. During an Instagram Live on July 5th, 2024, Kesha seemingly references this album saying, "I don't hate any of my albums, there's just one album that's not my favorite child." However, in 2025, she claimed to have fallen back in love with Warrior after listening to it with some distance. I also remember there being a very brief period after the Sandy Hook shooting where they pulled Die Young off the radio because obvious reasons. They were like, "We need this off the radio." In April 2013, a reality show called Kesha, My Crazy Beautiful Life premiered on MTV. It aired for 2 seasons. Season 1 focused more on the drama and adventures while on the Get Sleazy tour. It also showed some behind the scenes of her working on her second album, Warrior. Season 2 was primarily about her life when she's not performing. A scene that always stuck with me, and I'm pretty sure it was from season 1, was Kesha at the piano and she was writing out the lyrics for Love Into the Light. She's coming up with the lyrics, and basically the lyrics that she writes in this episode are not the lyrics that appear on the song. The original lyrics were, "Why are things so bad that kids are taking their own lives?" In late March, Kesha and Pitbull announced that they would tour North America together on their 2013 North American tour. The joint tour was officially announced on March 22nd, 2013, but the two hinted at the tour on March 21st via Twitter. Shortly after tickets were available for the duo's summer tour, Kesha announced a separate tour called the Warrior Tour, where she would basically go to places that she was not going with Pitbull. A couple weeks later, on May 13, 2013, North American dates were added to the tour. Kesha announced the pre-sale password for the North American dates via Twitter after the 4th episode of her show, Kesha My Crazy Beautiful Life, aired on March 16, 2013. On October 7, 2013, Kesha and Pitbull released a collab called Timber. This became an international commercial success. It was also Kesha's third #1 and her 10th top 10 single on the Billboard Hot 100. All this to say, Kesha with the $, Ke, $ha. You will always be one of my faves. Legend, an icon, forever the moment. Love you, girly. And yes, this has been the Kesha Deep Dive.